Cloud seeding is a weather modification technique that aims to enhance precipitation by introducing specific particles into clouds. If you're like me, who is just discovering all this, you might be surprised to learn that cloud seeding is not a new idea at all. At places like the Desert Research Institute here in Nevada, scientists have been studying cloud seeding for well over 50 years. Today we're going to delve into how cloud seeding works, the substances behind it, and the long-term effects it may have on our environment. Let's jump right in. Cloud seeding requires a lot of good science and great timing, but at its basic level, it is fairly easy to understand. Cloud seeding works by improving the conditions inside of a cloud, which help form the ice crystals needed to produce rain and snow. Seeding agents, sometimes referred to as dust particles, are what actually help promote these conditions. They work as a nucleus, binding the free moisture together and literally weighing it down to the ground. Without these dust particles acting as a catalyst, the moisture would not bind, and the cloud would move across the landscape still bearing its water. So what are these catalysts, or so-called dust particles, and how do they get into the clouds? The most widely known and perhaps used compound in cloud seeding seems to be silver iodide, an inorganic compound otherwise used in photography and as an antiseptic in medicine. Beyond that, several other compounds which have been used to produce the same effects include potassium iodide, sodium chloride, calcium chloride, and even urea, often used for agricultural fertilizer. When scientists track a storm cell moving into a cloud seeding area, they can introduce a small amount of one of these seeding agents into the storm. The compounds themselves can be deployed in a variety of ways. Here in Nevada, the Desert Research Institute has several ground-based generators they can trailer to strategic areas. Along with that, DRI is also testing unmanned drone technology to deploy cloud seeding components remotely. This is in addition to the more traditional method of aircraft-based deployment, which was recently being carried out over in California around Santa Barbara County. Cloud seeding compounds can even be introduced by rocket and by flares. In this case, DRI researchers burn a small amount of silver iodide with propane gas from ground-based generators, the aerosols of which will eventually reach the clouds and seed them. Just west of Las Vegas and Lake Mead, there are two cloud seeding generators in the Spring Mountains, one targeting Red Rock Canyon and the other on Mount Charleston around Lee Canyon.
Hey, DRI Weather Mod here again on the highest weather station in the state of Nevada. Here with Craig Hall, and we are adding a new solar panel and some bigger batteries to last through the winter on top of the ridge of Lee Canyon near Las Vegas.
According to Pauline Van Betten with Save Red Rock, one generator can add a significant amount of water, up to 3,000 acre-feet or more in just one winter season. The average Las Vegas household uses about a third of an acre-foot, so that amount is about 9,000 to 10,000 homes worth of water. But the cloud seeding is not being done to help the residents, rather more for the local ecosystem and to recharge the natural groundwater that has been depleted after years of drought. Speaking of Red Rock Canyon last year specifically, Van Betten said, "Now the Joshua trees are blooming, and the riverbeds are still full of water going into July. It gives people hope that we do have a path forward." Cloud seeding research is not a new venture in southern Nevada, as it has been part of the job for DRI scientists dating back to the early 1960s. What is new, however, is DRI receiving public funds to expand this research. Last June, Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo signed Senate Bill 99 into law, which allocated $1.2 million to the Desert Research Institute over a 2-year period to specifically bolster cloud seeding projects. Could this be part of the reason we've had such wild weather around Lake Mead and Las Vegas over the last 2 winters? If you recall from the last lake update, I reported there was even a rare occurrence of fog over the Las Vegas Strip. Coincidence? Or cloud seeding success? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Despite all the benefits of cloud seeding here in the desert, especially around a drought-parched Colorado River system, many still contend that cloud seeding can actually make things worse. Scientists really don't have a long-term consensus on its effects, whether that be good or bad. Initial concerns revolve around the potential chemical pollution and ecosystem disruption from the distribution of the seeding agents. Plants, animals, soil, us, and our water supply could all be affected by the long-term concentration of these compounds. According to DRI, the silver iodide compound they use is plenty safe, as it already exists naturally and currently has no known harmful effects on humans or the surrounding environment. With that said, however, monitoring air and water quality in these areas will still be essential to assess the ongoing environmental consequences. Even with monitoring, we still will not truly know the effects for perhaps another 50 years as the practice increases. Research aims to understand how these modifications could affect broader, long-term climate dynamics, but the research is just that, and some are worried that these projects could lead to severe unintended consequences. In mid-April, Dubai experienced a significant flood event after nearly a year's worth of rain fell on the city in less than a day, prompting discussions about cloud seeding's possible role in the disaster. The deluge closed schools and businesses, grounded hundreds of flights, and destroyed cars and property. The UAE has been running a cloud seeding project called the Research Program for Rain Enhancement Science for several years. Their approach is to fire salt flares from aircraft into warm cumuliform clouds. And while other factors like inadequate drainage infrastructure can be largely blamed for the flooding, cloud seeding's enhanced precipitation effects may have contributed to the intensity of the rainfall, thus exacerbating the situation. In this case, city drainage and infrastructure should have been a priority long before any weather modification programs took place. We don't want to create more problems along with the solutions as we have with the Colorado River. Cloud seeding may very well fit into part of a comprehensive plan in the future focused around demand management, but ideally it should only serve as one small component. While it offers potential benefits, including expanded water resource management, it also poses environmental and climate challenges that require careful consideration. The recent Dubai flood event underscores the need for continued research and risk assessment to understand and mitigate the impacts of cloud seeding activities on weather patterns and local ecosystems. Do you think cloud seeding is an effective way to solve our water issues? Or do you think it will lead to more problems than it solves? Let us know what you think about cloud seeding in the comments below. If you found this video interesting and/or learned something of value here today, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to our channel for more. Stay hydrated, stay happy out there, and we'll see you next episode.